Let's go back in time a little bit here. The Black Death killed 200 million people. Smallpox, 56 million. AIDS to date has killed 35 million people. Still pretty serious, right? There's your scale, and then if we go up here, there's your COVID deaths. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm a number and I'm a science guy, and a lot of times it's hard for us humans to really comprehend the size of numbers, how really large something is or how small it is. You guys make the decision for yourself here. I'm just simply going to show you some numbers. The human brain has a very hard time comprehending large numbers. We work better when we see things visually. So what I've done here is I've converted human beings, the world's population, into salt. And I'll show you how I did this. And if you have any questions about the numbers here, the math, which we spent hours on, I'm gonna post those in the original YouTube video so you guys can look at the math, look at the numbers yourself in case you don't believe this. So I'm gonna show you guys just how bad the coronavirus, COVID-19 really is. This isn't a political video. This isn't a conspiracy video. I'm not gonna touch on anything other than the virus and the reported numbers. So let's get into this. According to the latest census of the Earth's population, we have approximately 7.7 billion people. I've converted that into salt, and if you want to know how I did the numbers, 1 billion people into 1 pound of salt. And if you do the math, that's going to come out to 7.11 ounces of salt. And that's what this is. Ordinary, good old, great value Walmart salt. I've measured this out already. I have two very accurate scales. So again, this is 7.7 billion people in here. This is 7.11 ounces of salt. This represents the entire entire world population. As of today, at the end of August 2020, we have 23 million cases of COVID around the world. 23 million. That seems like a massive number, right? Well, let's see. Let's put that to scale. This is 7 billion human beings around the world. There are 23 million cases of coronavirus and 819,000 deaths worldwide as of today. What does that come out to? Let me show you. All right, again, all of this is 7.7 billion people. To break this down just to 1 million so we can start talking COVID, come over here to my not drug mirror, and you can actually, this is so small we can actually count the individual grains of salt. That right there is 1.7 milligrams. That equals 1 million people. That is 1 million people, which is literally like, I can't even, look at that, that's 1 million people. Just to get you guys on the scale of how large or small you think this is. So that's 1 million people. Let's get back to the charts here. There's 23.5 million cases of COVID in the world. That's this amount of salt. That's 1 million. That's 23.5 million human beings. And that's the world population. So let's pour that 23.5 million into a shot glass and take a look at it. All right, here's a shot glass full of 23.5 million people. There you go. That's a better representation right there. So that's 23.5 million people as of today. That is how many people have been affected, have COVID. The entire planet. This is what we're looking at here again. Look at this. Look at this. That's it. That's how many people have had COVID, those that have been infected. We're going to break this down even further here. How many people actually died of COVID-19? Over here you have 1 million people. And right here is 819,000. 819,000. Let's scoop that into, there we go, cleared up. Let's scoop that into a shot glass. Here is your COVID deaths. 819,000 people worldwide. Next to that is how many people have had COVID.
I hate to keep repeating this, but gotta get the idea here. That is the amount who have had COVID. This is who have died from it. This is the population of the entire world. Now let's break this down even further, one more time, and then we'll get into something fun. Of those that have died, which is this number right here, let's pour that out. Okay, there's the deaths. How many of these people were under the age of 70? I can't even, you can literally count each individual grain here. That is the amount of people who have died of COVID under the age of 70. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 12, 13 crystals. That's your death rate. That's how many people have died under the age of 70. Inside here you have those who had the disease. World population. Let's compare this to a couple other things real quick that I find interesting. Some other illnesses. Alright, so now that we got everything measured out, I want you guys to see this. I'm going to grab the camera. I'm just going to bring it over here. And over here, I've laid it out for you nice and simple. Every year, that's how many people die of cancer, from drinking related deaths, obesity and being a fat ass, smoking. There you go. Let's go back in time a little bit here. The Black Death killed 200 million people. Smallpox, 56 million. AIDS to date has killed 35 million people. Still pretty serious, right? There's your scale, and then if we go up here, there's your COVID deaths, and your under 17 COVID-19 deaths. As of today, we're at 819,000 COVID deaths. So there's that, and under 70 years of age. And if we just pan out here, the worst pandemic in our history, the Black Death. AIDS is pretty serious. I mean, cancer's killing 8.5 million people a year. I'm not quite sure why we're shutting down the entire country. Here is the population of the entire United States as of our last census. 850 million people. If you want to talk something scary, here's the United States population. This right here. This many people, 1/3 of our population will be diagnosed with cancer at some point in your life. That's 1/3 of the entire United States. Why aren't we working on that instead of focusing on this? There's your COVID deaths, and here is the world's population that is not going to be affected. Any questions? If you guys have any other diseases, illnesses, or accidents, or anything else you want me to put to scale, let me know, because I have almost 8 pounds of salt here now, and I'm not going to do much else with it. But I like to see things to scale here, and it really puts everything in perspective. So there's your deaths, guys. You let me know if this was worth shutting down the country for. So many people losing their jobs, so many people losing their businesses over that. Was it worth it? You guys think we did the right thing? And here is the world's population that is not going to be affected.